Welcome back to the Travel Agent Senior Podcast. I am your host, Rachel K, and I'm like sinking down to be by the microphone. This is really bothering me. The setup. Maybe if I try this. I'm just scooting stuff around if you're watching this on YouTube. YouTube. Okay, today is day 54, and we're just going to keep going, everybody. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to day one and start over. Or you can just listen to this episode because this is kind of one of those one-offers that you can listen to anytime. And this is about you're an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs statistically report higher levels of stress, anxiety, depression, and that can take a toll on your health, your physical health. So this episode is like, let's take care of your physical health. This is going to have a higher focus on exercise in particular, because I know as a travel advisor myself, it's a very sedentary job unless you just happen to be doing tours all day, but you can't be doing tours all day. But it's mostly sedentary desk work. Um, so this episode is going to be more about exercise. Next episode, we're going to talk about other things to do for your health. But this is like the stats and why it's so freaking important as a business owner to maintain your physical and your mental health. Okay. Did you just hear me slam my pen down? Yes, I hope you did. If you are being mindful of how you move your body, how often you move your body, and what you put in your body, it will help significantly prevent burnout because a healthy diet and daily movement just relieves stress on its own. Okay. Yes. I don't even know how to expand upon that. Like, you are what you eat. You know that saying. If you're eating a bunch of junk food and processed crap because it's quote unquote easy, well, that's why you've got some fatigue and brain fog. And then if you have stress of being an entrepreneur and like trying to do all this stuff on your own in your business and you're starting out, that creates more brain fog and inability to make good decisions, which you need to be able to make good decisions as the leader of this organization, even if it's just you at this organization. You're also far less likely to get sick, which means you can sustain operations because I know the majority of you listening probably don't have a full staff to do everything. So if you get sick, you're screwed. I have thought about that many times when I've been alone or even when I have had team members in the past. Hmm. I would remember it was nicer to get sick more often if I wanted to or take a day off, but also, like, if anything happens to you and you're alone, you're stuck. Like, you cannot move the needle forward in your business. So why are you not moving your body and being a little more I'm not saying, like I'm not trying to be Gwyneth Paltrow from, like, 10 years ago. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, don't eat shit food, and please move your body for more than 30 minutes a day. All right. A healthy body and mind also enhances your creativity and again, clearer decision making because you aren't feeling exhausted and overwhelmed and you don't have like icky feelings in your tum tum because you've got indigestion because you've eaten crap forever. Um, and both of those things, creativity and a clear decision making, are super important when you're self employed. Like you run the show. It also boosts your mood, your productivity, and your performance. I will say I've done both ways. In other businesses I've started and sold off, and the one I'm running now, or the ones I'm running now, huge difference in how well the business is operating when I'm taking care of myself just with movement daily and like not eating crap all the time versus when I'm not doing that. And it's a stark difference in how well you can manage the day-to-day stresses of the business or clients possibly, how much you can actually get done in a day and how well you actually do it. Because you're essentially, if you understand, you have to work in tandem with taking care of yourself. You're going to be more productive because guess what? You've now given yourself less time to get shit done. So if you're just like, oh, I only got 3 things to do today, and you turn on the TV as background noise, quote unquote, to keep company, and then you sit at your desk doom scrolling on social media for 8 hours, and then do get those things done, but you haven't moved your body. And then you're like, oh, I just worked so hard today. I haven't eaten anything. And then you go to freaking Arby's or something. I don't know where you eat junk food, but then you're just adding more and more stress, which I'll get into that later in this episode. This episode's a little bit of a like, please pay attention, and it might run over, but your health is so freaking important. Your health is your biggest asset. That's the next point. I'm like, your health is so important and it's your biggest asset. It is literally your body is the only thing that's with you for your entire life. Why are you not taking care of it properly? Or at least trying to? Nobody's perfect. I'm not saying you all suck if you are doing it. I'm just saying consider how important it is to just go out and take a walk for 45 minutes a day. To maybe try and do some squats. Don't do it with bad form, but like, or maybe you want to try yoga. Maybe you want to go do like a Pilates class without the reformer. Reformer's a nightmare. Research, by the way, don't worry. I got research to back this all up. From the Harvard Business Review, this is combined. These are just notes that I was taking. And the UK Center for Entrepreneurs shows entrepreneurs like us. So you are an entrepreneur. You fit in this category, even if you have another full-time job, by the way. If you are starting a business and working on it, that's what you're doing. Anyway, with an obsessive passion versus a harmonious passion are more likely to experience burnout. You have got to have balance. Obsessive passion is putting everything else on the back burner so you can focus on your business. Harmonious passion means you are working in tandem with your body and the lifestyle you want to live while also building this business. Okay. So an obsessive passion could be you end up working late. This is also a sign of a lack of boundaries in your business. And I went here with my travel agency for a number of reasons I won't get into now, but basically don't surround yourself with the worst people on the face of the planet because then all you'll want to do is work. There's a lesson. Be careful who you spend your time with. Anyway, if you're putting everything else on the back burner, including your own health, you're going to get burnout, period. If it's more harmonious where you give yourself time to stop and just let the business have mistakes happen, not that you're just going to be like totally abandon your company and just be like, I've got to focus on me, but don't freak out. If people are starting to travel or something, you have your first group, don't worry about them. You've done everything you can. Okay. It's time to calm down and be there if anyone needs any help and balance your life out. Okay. This is from BMC Public Health. My notes are not the best. I'm sorry. I just wrote down entrepreneurs with a higher overall quality of life are 5 times more likely to have much higher levels of physical activities in their day-to-day life than entrepreneurs who report a low quality of life. Okay. So even if you were working another full-time job and you're like, oh, I got all this stuff going on and you're trying to start this travel agency, as long as you incorporate more physical activity in your daily life, you are more likely going to feel like you have an overall higher quality of life than someone who does not. This can be as simple as well. Every 45 minutes, if you're sitting at your desk and you're like, but Rachel, there is zero way. I have so much to do. Stop working. And then after 45 minutes, stop working. Do, what is it, like 10 or 20 squats take a walk around the house, potty break, whatever, and then come back. And you do that throughout your 8-hour day. That is very beneficial and much more beneficial than you just sitting there and being like, but if I just skip that, if I skip taking care of myself and work through, I'll be done faster. No, you won't. No, you won't. Okay. This says, my notes, my fantastic notes. PMC study shows exercise directly correlates with better business performance. You're not getting any sales. You probably don't have any confidence. You probably don't have any confidence because you eat a bunch of crap and don't move your body. And then you have poor posture and you're like this. And you have you don't feel confident. Nobody wants to buy from you because you don't even have the strength to hold yourself up. What makes them think that you have the strength to advise them properly? If you're watching this, I'm a little turtle mode. But if you aren't, I'm a little turtle mode. I've shrunk down. My shoulder blades are basically touching the back of my head. So let's, I got to my neck. Okay, where am I? Exercise rewires your brain to make better connections between ideas. So if you're struggling with how am I going to get these clients, the platform I'm on keeps banning me because they think I have a child sex ring and my account keeps getting shut down, or I made a comment that's against their standards and whatever terms of service, and now I'm not allowed to comment for 4 days. Someone who's not exercising properly is going to be like, well, my life's over and I guess I just got to wait it out because they don't have creativity. They're like, I'm stuck doing this forever. But if someone actually exercises, you'll come up with a different way to market yourself. Not difficult. Anyway, that information is from the Journal of Applied Cognitive Psychology. A study was published in there. All right. This is from a study conducted by the University of Amsterdam. You're like, bitch, don't worry. I had to bring receipts. I have to bring receipts. And I want you to understand this has been proven scientifically from multiple different things, not just I don't want to get political or anything, but not just one study. This is multiple studies over and over again showing if you're an entrepreneur, you better take care of your health. And that means eating right and exercising to the best of your ability. Make small steps. Don't worry about a total overhaul. Just like growing your business in small steps, make small steps. Okay, solopreneurs have the lowest risk of getting burnout, anxiety, and depression. So that's some good news compared to entrepreneurs that have teams. So be aware of that if you want to scale to have teams. It's going to add more stress, anxiety, depression, possibly, especially if you're already prone to it. So you're going to have to prioritize your physical health. And that doesn't mean standing and walking on a walking pad while you work. That is not relieving stress, it's adding more stress. Add in time for movement. Treat it as though it's your most important client, period, because it's you. All right. You got to do it. You got to prioritize yourself. Do it. I feel like Shia LaBeouf from what was that, 5 years ago? Just do it. All right. Have a great day. Tomorrow we're going to talk about a little bit more about exercise, health, diet. I'm not going to be a crazy Nazi and be like, you have to have this diet, carnivore, raw, steroids. So otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for listening.